The Misfits podcast, rated 5 stars on iTunes by It's just a lot of numbers and syllables, confusing to read.
Yeah.
He says, "It's all fun and games until Fitz dogs the boys."
True. It is true. It's very true.
Yeah, definitely true. We'll get into that in a second. I'm joined today by my co-hosts, Swagger Souls.
Hey, how are you?
Mason, aka Zuckles, is here as well.
What's going on, boys?
G'day. Jay, aka McCready.
What's going on, everyone?
And joined everyone.
Why are you bullying me already?
And also joined by Matt, aka Notorious.
What it do?
Yeah!
Matt!
Damn, Daniel back on the podcast again.
This is our quarantine special. To the audio listeners, I'll point out to you right away that this is not a usual episode that you might be used to, at least not for a long time. We are all in isolation right now, in our private offices, talking over Discord like the good old days. So here we are. Obviously, the coronavirus has prevented us from being together, at least most of us kind of. So here we are filming things over Discord. And it is also, I believe, by the time this goes out, 420. Or at the very least, this is the 420 special.
All right.
So all the boys have a little cheeky something, to themselves over here.
Cheeky something.
Mason, as he's come back from hitting a couple bongs, he's on the Ronas right now. Going to a party pretty soon. Even Jay.
It's not a party. It's a small gathering with about 5 people.
2 people max, right? It's just you and you're just seeing another guy.
Party,
That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
I shouldn't call it a party given the circumstances. A small gathering of quarantined individuals who do not have corona and are not putting anyone else at risk.
So we got Corona. We have like 12 of them.
Wait, what?
Wait, really?
Beers.
Oh, the beer.
All the beers.
6-pack.
Before we spark up our various weed items here and get to having a good old time, I think it's probably a good idea just to briefly address the recent drama that I've been involved in. I'm sure that most of you have kind of already seen things come to like some kind of a close. I put out a statement on Twitter earlier in the week, or maybe it was last week by the time this comes out, just apologizing to Carson and everything. And I have been involved in some pretty hectic drama lately, which blew up to an extent that I didn't really expect, and I don't think that anyone else really expected either. It's pretty fucked. I've apologized for my mistakes. Obviously, I did. At the end of the day, dog the boys. Although I will say that, I just want to let everyone know that, I have apologized and explained myself to Carson privately behind the scenes, and things have sort of been worked out. And also, I just want to remind everyone that they don't really know the full story, and it's not really anyone's business at the end of the day to know the full story. So the place things are currently at is, look, like I own up to my mistakes and the things that I did, and I've apologized to Carson publicly and in private. And now it sort of seems that it's time to move on from this, because at the end of the day, it's a personal matter. It's a private thing, and
it should have never been made public.
Yeah, well, not that I don't think anyone can blame Carson for making it public, but he's also put out a statement, that he regrets making it a public situation. But now it is public, and I guess the internet is going to have its way with it. Anyone who might be angry at me is free to feel angry at me,
That's me, by the way. That's me, by the way.
You said that like such a Karen. You're like, that's me, by the way. That's me, by the way.
But yeah, I would just keep in mind that, at the end of the day, it's not really your business, and that you don't know what happened, really. No one really knows what happened. I'm not trying to say that what really happened makes me look better or worse. Very well could make me look worse. I'm not really sure. But it is what it is. Apologies have been sent out. It's more or less now at a place where we can kind of move on from this, I think. So that's kind of all I'm really going to say about it. We're not going to go into details and dissect things on the podcast. I've always said on this podcast that one of the most interesting things about witnessing other drama that YouTubers go through is the way that the influencers involved kind of turn it into content. They turn the drama into content. They're talking about it. There's back and forth statements. This comes out, and it kind of becomes a spectacle and entertainment. And I always found that to be just a really gross element to like personal drama being aired on the internet. It's never something that I ever wanted to be in a position to do. And so the way I've handled this is sort of just work things out behind the scenes as well as they can be. Apologize publicly once it became public, and that's kind of all that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure, boys. So, On that note,
Jay.
happy
Smoke some
420,
weed.
lads. It's time to smoke some joints and talk about some bullshit, which is really what this podcast should be about, I reckon.
Exactly.
How's that sound? How's that fucking sound?
Fucking good.
Fuck yeah.
Oh.
I really wish I had a doink here.
This is a good little J.
Not a bad little.
I'm tell you,
J,
this is a spunky one.
Now, here's what I'm wondering.
Even Jay's got a...
Oh, look at Jay!
Look at Jay's got a J.
go!
Look at
Jay.
him. Jay's sparking up a J.
Even Jay is sparking up a J. He's two Puff McGuff. He's going to have a couple hits. Jay, like, have we really talked about your relationship with weed recently, or like how you've sort of been experiencing it a little bit? Or
Oh,
experimenting?
dude.
Oh, do we want to hit?
Yeah, I mean, I could briefly go over how I peer pressured you to go back into it when we were in LA.
Yeah, I reckon Swagger's a dog.
Yeah, Swagger, how about you tell your story about how you convinced Jay to take a puff?
Nah, well, he's not even a dog.
Yeah, from my perspective, I am in no way a dog.
Nah, he's not a dog.
Yeah.
What ended up happening was we went to a dispensary while we were in LA for.
Hey guys, welcome back to this Bernard from the BTN HD, and I've been playing around with OBS because I've been Y7. I'm going to preview the stream. I'm using the camera right now, so you guys. So apparently there's an issue with the NVIDIA card or GT. Let me stop. You want to get into settings. It's high performance. When I was use global settings.
Window. Spare. What the fuck? Beda banget dong. Gak ada anjir. OBS cap window. Yeah.
Add a monitor capture. I'm going to leave the settings in 2 on. Click on this bit operating system. You one more time.
Oh.
Right. Okay. Of compatibility tab. I'm going to click perfect in of OB. I'll definitely see you in the next one.
Windows capture anjing. Oh, relaunch. Oh fuck. Hilang semua.
Go over how I peer pressured you to go back into it when we were in LA.
Yeah, I reckon Swagger's a dog.
Yeah, Swagger, how about you tell your story about how you convinced Jay to take a puff?
Nah, well, he's not even a dog.
Yeah, from my perspective, I am in no way a dog.
Nah, he's not a dog.
Yeah.
What ended up happening was we went to a dispensary while we were in LA for what was it? We were doing all the podcasts and we were meant to do the live show, but that got canceled. We were in LA and we were grabbing weed from a dispensary and we're walking down the street going to a like a bong shop after we'd picked up the weed. And we had a couple of pre-rolls on us and I was going to light one up as we were walking. And I go to Jay, I was like, why don't you smoke? Why don't you have like 1 puff or 2 puffs? And he was like, no, every time I've smoked weed, it's disagreed with me. And every time I've done edibles, it's disagreed with me.
Let's just
And I'm
flash
like, well,
back
how-
real quick to like Jay's first experiences with weed, which was with me and Mason.
Go for it.
was so
in
bad.
LA. We've told the story like on a very early episode of the podcast. It might have been like episode 5 or something like that. But
Yeah.
it was when we were all in LA hanging with these guys. And fuck man, we just took too many edibles there.
Too many edibles for
We
the
just took
first
too-
time, bro. Like,
Too many fucking edibles.
Yeah, it was like your
And,
first time.
first time ever trying weed, and it was on edibles, and I thought that's what weed was.
How many micrograms? or
So like
milligrams?
when people say, "Oh, do you smoke weed?" I'm like, I'd say yeah, but think that it's edibles. That's how fucking bad it was.
Yeah, well, yeah, Jay hadn't even like hit a joint before this. I'm pretty sure. Right?
Yeah.
Your literal
Bad
first
way to
experience.
start, bro.
I don't know
Bad way
Oh,
to
thanks,
start.
bro. Oh, thanks. Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Oh, now you're telling me.
I don't know how many like milligrams you started with, but it must have been like upwards to like the hundreds, perhaps.
Yeah, it was like 100 or 200, something like that.
Yeah, and it's LA edibles, you know, and these are edibles that sent even
It's some
myself
potent shit.
potent.
some potent shit.
Yeah,
The brownie that we
potent
ate
shit.
part of was an 1,000 milligram brownie, and it literally had like a dead guy on the packaging.
That was
I don't
me.
know.
Oh, like cigarettes.
It was a photo of me.
No, it was like a cartoon. It was like a joke
Oh.
thing, like meaning that this is gonna fuck you up, sort of thing. I don't know
I
what we
see.
were thinking, giving a bit of this edible to Jay, but it was.
Like, the thing was, it was pretty pogging, like, for the first, like, I don't know, like, when it first kicked in, I was like, oh, this is hectic. And then
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
And then
this is fuck.
it kept going, huh?
It's too hectic. Holy shit.
Too hectic.
Yeah, but
So
anyway,
what were-
the point
yeah.
is that this is Jay's experience with weed up until now, and after
Yeah.
this, he was like, no,
Yeah.
it's not for me, never doing weed
Because
again.
because you know you told me your initial experiences were with edibles, and then you said that you would have bong rips, and then that was also disagreeable. And I said to you, like, well, you don't start out with edibles, and you don't start out with bong rips, and you know, because you have no tolerance. And I explained to him how, you know, how edibles work, like chemically, and how it separates itself from smoking THC.
Yeah.
So I won't get into. You just watch Joe Rogan if you want to know about that. But I basically said, like, dude, just have one puff, have two puffs, see how you feel. I passed him the joint. He goes, all right. And then he said he'd be two puffs McGuff.
Yeah,
And then you went for it.
It was like when in Rome type thing, but like in LA. So because like that's where
Right.
weed is, heaps of weed.
You're like, well, I'm here, like, fuck
I'm
it, let's do
here,
the
so
second
I
half
might
kind
as
of
well.
thing.
Yeah, it won't be laced. That's for
what,
sure.
And what was your experience like after hitting a couple puffs of that joint, Jay?
Some fucking dude came up and started harassing us.
Dude, the fucking dude! It was this fucking homeless guy, bro.
Yeah.
This we were with Mitchell. I don't know if we even
I don't
told
know.
anybody.
No,
about
no,
this.
you don't.
Wait, what is this? Where was this?
This was we were outside of a convenience store it was with Blue
Where?
Mitchie, who
Where?
This was in LA.
Oh, LA.
We were outside of a convenience store.
First day we get there.
It was me, Mitchell, Mitchie, Jay, and Blue, I think.
Yeah.
And everyone else besides me, Mitchell, and Jay went inside to a convenience store, I think to pick up jewel pods or something. And we're just sitting on the corner. I think we were smoking the rest of the joint. Some fucking homeless guy comes up to us. And he goes up to Mitchell and he goes, oh, yo, man. Yo titty's bigger than mine, bro. And Mitchell, and yeah, dude, legitimately. And Mitchell's like, I don't know, man. Your titties are pretty big. And the guy goes, no, it ain't, bro. No, they ain't. And he pulls up his shirt. This guy is like, 2 mad size. And so he's squeezing his titty, going like, nah, bro. This is, it's whatever. And the guy was clearly mentally ill. I mean, he had an eye that was looking at you and then going in different directions. And he ended up taking his shirt off, and then he started saying shit, like, as he was walking away, he kept, like, talking to us, even though he wasn't looking at us.
Yeah,
and he was saying, like,
yo, white folk will fuck anything. Horses, cats, dogs. Smokes
Yeah,
one
dude.
puff of a joint, and then this happens. Like, what?
yeah.
Insane. That's
Yeah,
like
it
the
was-
best
it was-
person to run into after having one
Yeah,
puff,
like,
man.
what the
It
fuck?
was a really good random event. The NPCs, dude, the NPCs in LA are fucking
They're
unreal.
Best in the
fucking
world.
nuts.
Best in the world.
Honestly, best in the world, bro.
Who was it? It wasn't like a homeless guy, but I had like some almost like skits guy follow me down the street at night one time for like 3 blocks or something like that.
Should have
He's just, like,
fucking
shouting
should have
at
turned
me.
around to him, said fuck him.
No,
listen, you
yeah,
cunt."
he was following me, and then we got to the
Mason, you can't always say that kind of
You can't just say
Dude,
that
if
to
he's
people.
following him,
But he's like a skits cunt, bro. He just like pull out a knife and like go at you. You don't like aggravate him.
Doesn't matter, mate. You just fucking headbutt him. Just straight.
He was following me though. We got up to like the he was following me for like 3 blocks or something like that, and then we got to the crosswalk, and then I'm like, okay, surely let's see what he's gonna do, because I'm sitting there waiting. He's like yelling shit at me, and then he like gets up next to me and he stops. He's just like, oh, and then like the light changes. Then he's like, yeah, you better run, man. Fucking shit like that, like the fucking government, man, and shit like that. And I told Bucks the story, and he's like, where was this at? Like, what was he saying, Hollywood or something like that? I'm like, yeah, how'd you know? He's like, oh yeah, that shit happens there all the time. It's no biggie.
It's nuts.
That's fucking insane.
Okay, LA's nuts. The NPCs are grade A there.
I don't know how LA lets that shit happen. Like how they can just let schizophrenic people that are just like, you know, fucking noshing their jaws in the air and screaming in public. I don't know how they, like, don't they get arrested for...
Don't they have police to kill those people?
Nah,
What's
mate.
going on?
Nah, the cops got better shit to do. Have you seen people play GTA?
Oh, yeah, that's true. You know, that's true. Remember when we were up in the fucking, for TwitchCon, we were up in the Airbnb, chilling out on the patio, smoking weed, and right at the bottom of the hill, this Airbnb was on a big hill, at the bottom of the hill we hear bang, 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 and then a fucking tire screech, and then a fucking cop sirens, bro. Immediately right after, you hear cop go, whoop, whoop, and then that was it.
Police.
And dude, we're all like, whoa! Those were 3 gunshots.
That was your
Please,
exact.
please tell me you actually made that sound.
Wait,
Exactly. Yeah, dude.
man,
Dude,
who was there for the
yeah,
helicopter in
what
LA?
Me. When
Do you
the
remember?
fucking-
Do you
in
remember
the
when I
top
was
floor.
jumping around like in the spotlight?
Wait.
Yes, they were shining
Wait, what?
spotlights into like our Airbnb where we were staying, and Mason was trying to get into the spotlight, so he got spotted.
I was there for that too, right? That was bad.
No, I was trying to jump out of the spotlight.
Oh, you're trying to hide from the.
This
Oh,
was back when we were
Right.
staying with FaZe, right? This was
FaZe,
that
yeah,
same
yeah.
trip. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Why
I
was
remember
there
that.
Why was there a helicopter? with a
because
spotlight?
the people next door had guns and shit like on them.
What wasn't it something like someone like broke into one of the neighboring houses or something, or
Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
there was something
something
going
like
on
that.
like in the hill behind the house, and there was just a helicopter overhead.
Yeah.
But I think we were all high as fuck, so we started getting paranoid.
No
that it was
idea.
about us somehow.
There probably weren't even
Like, that's
helicopters.
funny. It's probably just a kid flying his drone over he got for Christmas.
True. I mean, LA is crazy, man. You're just driving around.
LA's
Just the
fucked.
way some of the people look. Just walking around. There's such a variety of characters doing different things.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if we told this story or not, but I was in LA before the last trip. I think this was back in like November, December. We were in this RV. We were like going around the U.S. and shit like that. And at one point we were in LA. We're like driving up the hills, and all of a sudden we see like a guy like running, like almost barefoot. I think he's like running along the street, and then 2 guys were chasing him. We're like, the hell was that? We keep driving down, and then we look to our left. And there's a brand new like 2020 Toyota Supra. There's like a brand new sports car, like is hyped about. We see that crash, like someone like wrecked it there.
I heard about
And
that.
Yeah, like the guy like hopped out of the car and the guy was chasing him. He's like going up the hills and shit like that. And we kept driving. And then like the cops come up the hills too. I was like, this is like my first time in LA. I'm like, I didn't think like the GTA 5 shit actually happened like that. I was like, what
From
the
what
fuck
I
is
heard,
going
that
on?
was like from what I've actually heard,
Oh.
like that exact same
Oh.
story. Apparently,
Oh, I don't know if we can say that.
I don't know
think we
if
can
that's
say that.
I wasn't-
That's us respect-
Unconfirmed
them at all.
information. Unconfirmed.
yeah, that's what I said.
information.
Unconfirmed.
Allegedly, bro. Like not even.
Allegedly.
I
Just
don't
a
even know.
rumor. Just a
It's
rumor.
just a rumor.
It's just a rumor, bro.
Nah, it wasn't even him. It wasn't even him.
Let's move past this. We'll just censor it. We'll censor it. That's fucking funny. But yeah, dude, no, I know. I heard it was him as well. I remember that.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's fully censors. Fully censors name.
Fully-
I got a clip of it. Can we throw this up? Okay, yo,
But
Jamie,
like,
pull that
wait,
up real
wait,
quick.
but we know who it is. So if he doesn't
know who
think
it
to
is.
dog us, we're gonna fucking dog him.
Dude,
Yeah, you're getting so aggressive on
Matt,
the 2 costs, mate.
I'm sorry. I'm
Mad,
sorry.
man.
He's fucking cheeky ass.
I'm
Mad.
not aggressive anymore.
Can we just appreciate how all we're seeing on the Discord call is like the top half of Jay's face as well?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
It's so good.
Matt, you said you were in an RV with everyone. Was that when you were still having visa issues getting in, and you met up with? What did you meet up with like Ryan and Rish and Sam? And
Yeah.
most of your
That
team?
was still when I was getting visa issues. That was back like late November, I think. It was about 2 or 3 weeks that we were. Actually, no, it was about a month.
It was
Yeah.
over a month. You guys were gone. I remember. That
Yeah,
like
Ryan was
last
like,
November.
he fucking is like, yeah, we'll be in LA for 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, yeah, no biggie, I'll come over there. And then we stay in an Airbnb, and then next thing you know, a fucking RV pulls up. I'm like, Ryan, there's no way we're getting in that thing, right? He's like, yeah. Where the fuck are we driving to? Like, you'll see. And we drove all the way to like, oh, I don't know where it was, like
It was
Texas
Seattle,
and shit
wasn't
like
it?
that. It was all over the place. Went to fucking Texas,
all the
went
way
to
up the
LA.
coast.
How many
Fucking
days
Oh,
were you on
it's
the
in
road for?
Washington.
Holy shit! How many
Like-
people could fit in it?
Straight week. I think we had like 10 with us.
Like while it was driving,
Yeah.
Oh,
we were buckled
shit.
in and everything. Don't worry.
just 10 cunts in a
How did you
fucking
guys sleep?
vehicle.
Sleep in chairs?
No, we slept in shifts. I mean, like, you can take, like, the table out in these RVs and, like, lay it down and turn, like, the whole table thing into, like, a bed. Another bench to, like, pull out into a bed, and then there's, like, the bed in the back. But, yeah, it was just, like, driving shifts. We were driving, like, straight through the night, too.
Can we please tell the story about, because we all know a story about this trip, you know, about how
Oh.
you were responsible for driving one night and you took the entire crew in the RV
Please.
on a journey. Can we talk about this?
Oh, fuck me.
So
Okay.
This is Matt's like biggest fuck up. Like this is Matt's like biggest.
Oh, yeah, probably
This
easily.
is his controversy. This is his
Oh,
controversy.
boy.
Cancel
Okay, so
Matt.
what happened was, this was when we were in, I think this was when we were driving through, like, Northern California, which is weird, because when you're in LA and you think of California, it's, like, nice, warm beaches and shit.
Yeah.
But we get up in, like, Northern California, it, like, changes real quick. It's, like, snowy and shit like that.
Yeah, no Cal. Mountains.
Yeah, that's what we were driving through. We were driving through the mountains. And
In an RV.
yeah, which apparently you're not supposed to do in winter. Who would have thought? But yeah, they're like doing checkpoints at the road. They're like, no, you need like chains on your tires, otherwise they'll like send you back and shit. So we had to take this long ass detour around the mountains to get to where we were going. And then on the way down, we stayed some days in, where was that? Portland, I think. What is that up there? I don't know. I
Portland,
remember they
Oregon.
had. Was it Portland?
I
I don't even remember, and I was there. Anyways, the weed there was very good. The farmers there, like, they're
Right.
farmers, and they grow their own weed, so they grow it very well.
Yo, shout out to farmers.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a fuckers.
shout out to farmers.
that shit was better than LA weed, I'd say that. It was crazy. It's so, like,
Farmers know
mind-boggling.
what they're doing, bro. They got
Yeah,
crop
who would have thought?
rotation.
Farmers, bro.
Dude, my
imagine
eyes are
the-
like halfway closed.
The world without farmers, holy fuck! Like not a
We'd
world
all
I
be
wanna
dead.
live
We wouldn't have even evolved.
Yeah, we'd all be hunter-gatherers going...
Straight pimp chimping.
in. We'd run out of animals a
Oh,
long
yeah,
time
we
ago.
pimp chimping.
Surely do the pimp chimping.
Shout out to
Yo, we
Surely.
pimp chimping.
Surely Pimp Chimpin just rests in peace from now on, because Pimp Chimpin.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
It's here to stay.
agreed,
It's here to
agreed.
stay.
Am I right,
Nah.
Mason? Fuck
Yeah,
Pimp
I
Chimpin.
think
Now
he's
we
right.
kick this
I
again.
think you should go.
It's the horse is being beaten to death twice.
Have you even tried it? Have you even tried it?
Tried what? Have I tried
You
what?
talk like you haven't even chimped
Yo,
your pimp
we're
before.
pimp chimping.
You want me to
Try
say-
it, bro.
You want me to
Nah,
try and say
man.
Yes, dude.
that? I can, bro. It's gonna compromise my integrity.
All right. Well, then let's get off of this subject.
Oh,
What were you
fuck, yeah, we're
saying?
way off track. Speaking of which, blah, 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 sorry.
Wait, now I kind
I
of
should
want to
hit
do
this
it.
shit
I
again.
don't know. Now I kind of want to do it.
I kind of wanted to do it as
All right.
well.
Matt,
Real quick,
just
though.
hold that thought. All right, go for it.
So what's my line?
Yo, we pimp chimping.
Yo, we Pimp Chimpin. Like
That was
that.
cringe. No, that was cringe.
That was pretty
No,
cringe.
you didn't
Fuck,
do it
can we
right.
kick him?
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't
I think
do
it's
it
more
right.
like, should be more like, me monkey.
With me monkeys and
Me monkey.
Nah, that was so good.
Who stole me monkey?
Oh, what is
Right,
this,
what-
Matt?
okay,
Matt,
as we
you
were
say-
saying that. As we
Oh
were
yeah,
saying
we're getting
that.
off track.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah.
speaking
So, Matt fucked up.
Matt,
Drove you some
surely-
middle of
Surely
nowhere.
you do a bit of we pimp chimping before you start.
no.
Okay.
Nah,
You have to. though. You
Anyways,
just have
we're
to.
way off
it's a
track.
dead meme, cunt. It's a dead meme.
It's not a
Except that it's a dead meme.
It's a
cunt.
dead meme, bro.
All right.
Fucking
Matt was in the mountains.
Matt was in the mountain.
Oh yeah.
Some good
So we're driving back from our Portland adventure or whatever, driving back through Northern California. Pull over on the side of the road. I don't remember whose turn it was driving at the time, whoever's shift it was. But everyone was just like fucked at that point. It was like 3 in the morning. No one wanted to drive. And then we were like, fine, we'll just sit on the side of the road like until daylight or something, until someone wants to drive. And I was just like, fuck, I just don't want to be here right now. I've been like fucking bounced around the world for the last like how many months before that. I don't like being in an RV is like the last place I want to be right now. So it's like, fuck, fine, I'll drive. I just want to get us there. So I fucking hop in the driver's seat at 3 a.m. I'm just like, fuck, Ryan, where are we going? He's just laying in the back He's got the whole bed to himself. He's got a fucking, I think he had a weighted blanket too. He had his switch. He's all cozy.
Shit, cozy.
He's just
Yeah.
laying back
autism.
there. He's like, fucking like, whatever city we were going to, like San Francisco, LA, I don't remember. I was like, okay, I punched that in, completely forgetting that we took a detour on like the GPS to go around through the mountains. So I just typed in the city and hit go and just started following that road. And did that for a while, I think for about like 3 or 4 hours. And it was like 5 hours. No, it was like 5 hours. Yeah, I was like, fuck, everyone's sleeping in the back, but at least I'm gonna get us there for the boys, you know? I'm thinking like, yeah, everyone's gonna love me. I'm gonna fucking get us closer or some shit. And it's like, stopped after a few hours on the side of the road for Starbucks. I was like, okay, fine, I get some Starbucks. I wanted some like, before I even drove to get there. I was like, fine, fuck it. It's been 5 hours. Pull over to get some. One of the guys wakes up in the back, looks at the GPS. Yeah. We got an RV. I can't go through the drive-through, bro. You gotta like pull into a parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
But we pull over in the parking lot.
Sorry, Jay's so
What?
focused on kind of those
This is
two
fucking-
bodies. He's just
I still only see just his nose and up.
proceed with the story.
I can see his,
Leave me
yeah.
alone.
But yeah, we stop at the the Starbucks and someone else wakes up and they like look at their phone and they're like, Ryan, Matt took us like 3 hours off route. And I'm like, what?
I
Is
heard
he
it was
joking or
5
something?
hours.
Right.
It wasn't 5 hours.
It was
3 hours
three
off
hours
route.
off route, but then it's 3 hours back. So
So
it's
yeah.
a total of 6 hours.
Yeah. I thought it was being a good thing. Like everyone in the back was sleeping. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking put in some hours at least to get us closer. And I completely forgot we went all the way around the mountains. So we had to go all the way back and then all the way around the mountains again.
Fuck.
So yeah, so I took like a 6-hour detour just to get Starbucks.
In pursuit of
Yeah.
Starbucks, you took the game
Yeah.
6 hours out of the way.
6 hours for a little bit of Starbucks. What the
Dude.
fuck?
Was it worth
Was
it?
it even good yet?
No, I had like 2 sips on one side to use the bathroom and they fucking dumped it out, bro.
Matt, man.
It was.
What?
Hearing your version of the story is very interesting because I was given a completely different chain of events from how Ryan perceived it.
Well, that's also Ryan. You gotta remember that.
It is true, but his story was.
What was the
It's
difference?
probably it has to be somewhere in the middle.
Do the
No,
spot
is
the
it?
difference with the story.
Oh, we get them in the same room, so Ryan can be like, that's what
Yeah.
yeah. Mac can be like, no, fuck you guys.
Or like a debate.
Yeah, we'll have him on or something.
Nah, what was his version? What did he say?
Well, Ryan's version, I could be completely paraphrasing here because he told me it so long ago. But I think the gist was that they wanted you to do the shift, but you said it was on the condition that you got Starbucks on the way. And they said, well, Matt, you have to follow a very specific GPS route. I'll put it on my phone, and Ryan gave you the GPS to go.
That is
and-
not at all what happens. No, that is not at all what happens.
Mhm.
I volunteered for
I'm
the
not
shift.
here to argue. Hey, man.
Yeah, no, that's
here to
not at
argue.
all what happened. I volunteered,
Look.
and the only one that responded to me was Ryan in the back, where he had a blanket over his head. Like,
Matt,
Ryan, where are we
Matt,
going? Where am I
Matt.
putting the GPS?
Just say,
Let's
say
do it.
look, we'll wait for
It's
Ryan's
all right.
statement on Twitter and we'll proceed from there, okay?
Oh,
And,
it's went longer.
and he said, and he said that you took them 3 hours off course to go to Starbucks specifically, and that it was for a small latte. And
It was a
and that's
large
why
iced
he
coffee. It was not a small latte.
It was a large latte, right?
Large iced coffee. See, the
A
man is
large
lying. He
iced
doesn't know what he's
coffee.
talking
So
about.
he was wrong twice. All right, that's all I need. But no, it's just funny to hear the comparison of the two.
I had a feeling Ryan is gonna like hype it up or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, dude, of course. Well, I can't blame them for being pissed off.
It's still
That's 6 hours.
6 hours, man. That's so many. Like that. Think about how.
Bro, I thought I was
That's a-
doing
that's a
I was
school
doing
day,
good
bro.
thing,
That's
too.
a
I was
whole
like-
day at
I was
school.
like tacking on the hours
That's a-
and shit for the boys. I was
that's
like, yeah,
like-
I'm gonna get us this much closer.
That's like when Matt goes to drive. You're like, all right, I'm gonna have a sleep. Then waking up and you're in the same spot. Like, what the fuck? Like, fuck that.
Have we not left yet? No, it's been 2 days. What do you mean?
No.
What's
That's fucked.
the longest road trip you've ever been on? Like,
That one.
The
That
Queensland
one.
one for me.
Queensland?
For me, it was the-
where we went to Sydney from Melbourne.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
longest one I've been on.
Really? What, it took, what,
Yeah.
9 hours?
Yeah.
Sydney to Melbourne was 9 hours. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I guess that's a pretty big trip. Yeah, that was so
It's
fun.
alright.
Oh my god.
It was fun.
Oh, the Melbourne to Sydney trip and vice versa. You know, RV. Those were good times.
RVs are always a good time with the boys.
Except for when you're trying to sleep on the bed in the back and you hit a bump and then you hit your head on
His
the
gun
ceiling.
was flying on the fucking
I was
bed.
flying, dude. You would go over a bump and I would yell at Cam. I'd be like, dude, slow down. Or try to avoid the bump.
Smashing onto
And then,
the roof.
yeah, dude. And Fitz would be like, oh, shut up. You're like being a pussy. Like, it's really not that bad. And then as soon as we're in the back together, and Ryan starts flooring it down the street, and we're going over the bumps. We have footage of us hitting our heads. I think isn't it on
It
Patreon?
didn't make it in the video, bro. Like,
Isn't it on, it's on Patreon, though, isn't it?
yeah, I remember Swags hit the ceiling at one point. I fucking lost my
we
shit,
literally
cunt.
both hit the fucking ceiling. Both of our heads.
Dangerous times. I reckon another
Dangerous
RD
times.
trip is shortly due soon because we can't internationally travel with Corona. It's looking like we can't travel internationally.
Camping
until
trip?
January.
Camping trip?
So
Yeah.
You can't even
January.
travel anywhere right now. Like they have roadblocks.
Now, obviously, we're not going to be traveling on a road trip
Yeah.
to anywhere anytime soon until, because all the borders are shut and social distancing and quarantine and isolation. It's fucked.
In Australia, though, they're hoping that they can lessen the restrictions in the next 4 weeks. But
Well, that's
it'll
decent.
depend. It'll depend. It's actually.
I feel like it's next 4 weeks every 4 weeks now.
It's a very different situation in America. It seems.
It's
to here in
huge.
Australia.
Yeah.
Australia's got declining numbers right now, and I'm pretty sure that
Well, so does America.
Yeah.
They're also declining. But it's still a
I
lot.
feel like they're worried now is like if they start to lift restrictions, there's gonna be that second wave because everyone's
Yeah.
like going out in public again.
Yeah,
Bruh.
bro, it's crazy. I can't believe this is so. It's very ironic because I think the podcast that we dropped, who was it with?
Schlatt.
With Schlatt.
Schlatt.
Yeah, and I was like downplaying it so hard because you were still in LA and it was still kind of like in the very early days of the virus. And I was like, yeah, I reckon it'll blow over and stuff. And I think the day we actually dropped the episode was one of the worst days for it as well. So we were like,
Yeah.
that was a fucking bad production. It's just I can't believe
That's crazy.
like I don't know. It's just very crazy that something can shock the world on this level, and it's just out of our control. I mean,
It's
I
been a
guess.
good wake up call.
For sure, definitely.
It's kind of
Yeah,
weird though, like
I-
watching the
Like everything just needs to be like cleansed.
Oh, what the fuck? He solved it. Yeah.
Mate, you have just fucking fixed it, cunt.
this man a Nobel
Holy
Prize.
Shit, what the fuck? You should be the
Nobel
president.
Bro, people
That's
just
basically
fucking
Donald Trump tweet. I
absolutely
mean, let's be honest.
cleansed.
Needs to be cleansed.
Head to toe between toenails, fucking cleanse them.
It's the toenails.
Yeah,
That's the
dude.
problem. No, I reckon we just don't eat any more bats, eh? Like,
No, dude.
Bro, bat soup. What the fuck?
That's
is that even accurate? Is the bat soup thing?
No. Do you hear people are now like officially linking it to a laboratory that in Wuhan?
oh yeah, I heard
It
about
was
that.
people.
yeah.
It was people that were studying viruses to try to apparently compete with the U.S. That's the headline that I'm seeing.
Oh, okay. That sounds like some
What?
propaganda.
It does sound like some propaganda, but I don't doubt that it
But I
probably
believe it.
leaked from. It does. I don't doubt it leaked from a lab. It was obviously on accident, but fuck.
There is
Patient
so
zero.
much fucked up shit going on that we just don't even know about.
Yeah, dude.
Right at this moment, just imagine all of the fucked up shit that's going on.
Somewhere in Africa, there's a chimp in a tribe of chimps
And he's not
that is ripping apart another animal and then eating
Oh,
them, like
Wait,
ripping
what?
them apart.
Wait, that's so specific. What do you mean?
Yeah, what
I saw a documentary the other day that reminded me of it.
David Attenborough.
I thought that would be a horrible thing that would happen daily
You should
that
just-
no one would think about.
You should just do that at like a dinner party, just out of nowhere. Like they're having a conversation, and you just go, at this very moment.
Donate to the chimps today.
Yeah, we pimp chimping.
Oh, that's fucked.
Oh no.
Like
No,
when
dude.
he started saying that, I swear you went black and white, and like commercial music started playing for a charity.
Did you know that every 30 seconds an animal gets ripped apart by a chimp in Africa?
No, I
Donate to our cause.
Why do they do that? Though? To eat it or like?
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
the story?
of course, to eat it.
Wait, but
They're
why?
right.
Are they in a zoo? What's the case?
No, they're wild. It was a Vice documentary. It was like tribe of warrior chimps, I believe it was, or like the rise of the warrior apes.
Fuck, that's
Rise
It's
to
like
the
a-
Planet of the Apes.
It's like the Ngogo tribe of apes or something, or like clan or whatever the fuck you call it. It's like a group, a population of like 250 chimps that just like full
like a little
on
city.
have wars with other chimps. and expand into territory and take it over.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Oh, did you hear
like-
chimps are technically at like the tool age or like the
Oh, yeah,
stone
they're
age
gonna-
now
they're
because they're
gonna
like
stone
using
age
tools and shit.
within
Like you can see them evolving. Yeah, yeah.
Imagine if it's like back in the early days, like a few hundred years ago, we just decided that this one particular island was just like the chimps will just let them do their thing. We'll see how far they get.
Chimp Island.
Like, Chimp
Holy
Island.
fuck, that'd be
And you
sick.
just
Like
say,
Age of
look,
Empires.
You just give like a little country,
AOE.
and you just everyone agrees like, look, cunts, just don't fuck with this island because like it's so curious what's gonna happen on this island.
Yeah, yeah,
what's
yeah.
gonna happen? And then by the time we reach our age, they're like an actual like civilization to some extent. Maybe not age.
They'll take over.
I got a
It's like-
piss.
Go for it.
Alright, fuck, I'm fast.
Go fast, bro.
It's like that thing, the North Sentinelese Island. It's an island with this tribe. It's like a very old tribe. They've been segregated from the rest of humanity forever.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Apparently,
that.
they don't know how to make fire. Like when lightning strikes, they keep the ember and then continually burn it. Like they,
How big is
they
this
have
island? Is
orange
it just like
clouds and
some-
bows and arrows. People would shipwreck on that island. It's south of India somewhere. And they would shipwreck on the island, and the tribespeople would just fucking murder them. They had helicopters fly over, and then people would, they'd shoot at the fucking helicopters with bows and arrows.
They at least got to the bow and arrow
Right.
upgrades.
And
though, right?
apparently, it comes from this history on the island where white colonial settlers, probably from fucking England, came over and were like, "Ooh, brown person. Oh, cool. He's new. He looks weird. I'm gonna take you to the queen." And then they were like, "No, please don't kidnap me." And they were like, "Nah, dude, you'll be great. You'll survive the fucking 5-month journey." And then they bring him in, and then like the 1 out of the 7 survives, and they're fucking horrified because all their friends just died on the ship and they were kidnapped. And they bring him to the queen, and then the queen's like, "Oh yes, it is another savage on an island. Cool, thank you. Here's money." And then they drop him back off, and then the guy apparently, everyone on that fucking island now just hates outsiders. They think they're evil.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so they murder anybody that comes near.
I like how you frame that as though like, hey, why the fuck do they hate people? Like it's so unreasonable. Like so now apparently they hate people.
Like, I don't know what that's about.
Does
No,
Vegas
but
also
that's-
just explain racism?
No, it's just the thing is that they absolutely have a distrust because disease
course.
and whatever, and
Of
the
course.
Indian Army or the Coast Guard or whatever protects them
Coast Guard.
from outside influence. There was a fucking idiot that went over there with a Bible to try to spread
is
the word
literally
of
Age of
Jesus.
Empires.
Oh,
Said
like
that
like in the 1800s mindset, he went there to be like, oh
He
yeah,
did
these
send
North
his scouts
Sentinelese.
with them?
You know what they
Brothers.
need? You know what they need? They need Jesus. And then he just came over there with a Bible, and they just
They
fucking
fucking
shot him with
killed him.
arrows and murdered him.
Do they eat? Do they eat them? Do you reckon they eat?
I reckon
I don't
There's no way
think
they're
they
not
eat.
cunts,
like that's a waste of food.
yeah.
I
That's
guess.
good white meat, no?
How does
I wonder.
how does the whole like? I'm not saying I'm like trying to get into cannibalism, but
Wait, what if I
How-
come back to
Cannibalism.
well, so I told this whole story about
The North Sentinelese Island. The North Sentinelese tribe.
Wait, you'll have to listen to the podcast to hear because we're not going to fucking repeat ourselves. But basically, we were debating whether they kill people. Well, we know they kill people. We're debating whether they eat them or not. And now I'm about to ask a question, which I just want an answer to without judgment. How bad is eating people?
Now, did you murder them with the
No.
intention of eating them,
no.
or did they die of natural cause,
That
or
is
did they give previous consent?
either previous consent or they died of natural cause. Like, maybe my wife just falls down the stairs one day and
You've
it's
just
Kobe.
You've just come
Oh,
into
hey,
America
hey,
now.
Kobe.
Ask Kobe.
Yeah.
Do you
No,
think
no,
it's
no.
okay to eat people?
What do you say? What do you say?
What did he say? What was the answer? What was the answer?
Mace,
What?
what was the answer?
He said yeah.
It's
All
okay to
right.
eat people.
Yeah.
Approved by
Well,
Mason's brother.
I don't know if that should be the case though.
We might want to look into it further.
don't think
Look,
so
I'm just
either.
saying,
Well,
if someone dies of a natural cause, will they give consent? Like, how does it affect you mentally and like health-wise, eating another person? And
Well,
like, what's the morality of it?
Ask the people. There were people that got into I believe an airplane crash. It was a soccer team, if I recall correctly, and they were South American, crashed in the mountains somewhere in South America. I could get this completely wrong, but essentially they were stuck in the mountains, snowed in, And there were people that died in the crash and people that died of starvation or lack of water or whatever. And they had no food, and they had no way of getting food, and so they see people that are dead, and they go, I'm a little hungry, and then they eat them. Obviously, you know, even in most like situations where groups of people have to eat each other to survive, even like with the Donner Party, which was like an old pioneer settling group in America, they got stuck in mountains, got fucked up, and they had to resort to eating each other when they died. There was one remaining survivor who was found shivering with a blanket, and he had a pot of blood that he was drinking. But it's real shit. But the entire thing between them, between like those two things is like when somebody dies, they make sure that people aren't eating relatives, that people aren't eating people that they know, and that the meat was like chopped and looked like less like a human. Because you're not going to eat a leg. Or like off the
that's just
hand.
easy.
Don't be fussy. You know?
I guess it wouldn't. It really
A leg would
depends.
probably be the best part.
That's like asking your
No,
mom to
dude,
cut the
very
crust off the
fatty.
sandwich. That's just some pussy
Very
shit.
fatty.
Yeah.
I imagine like dressing human meat would be fucking horrible.
Why?
I wouldn't want to do that.
A human Caesar salad.
Yeah.
Well, my
I'm
pa
so
used to
bad
tell
at that.
me.
Well, they
my
did
pa
do that
used to
that
tell
one time,
me
Jay.
the closer the bone, the sweeter the meat. And
Yeah.
so I'm guessing maybe fingers might be a go-to.
Nah,
But there's not enough meat on it.
I mean,
But like, it's good for a snack.
think about chicken fingers.
human fingers.
Chicken fingers,
Human
like chicken
tendies.
fingers. It probably isn't that different. You know? I would want to get boneless. I think. Like I don't know how to get the bone.
No, like eat around the bone. Like,
Yeah, but like even so. there's
This
just-
is fart.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
all right,
This is so yuck.
Imagine this scenario, everybody. I want your answers to this hypothetical. Say you recently got into a car accident. Your left arm was completely like severed, and you go to the hospital. Like they cauterize the wound, they make sure you're good.
Can
but
you
now you're an
deep fry it?
amputee, and they have your arm still, but they were just gonna cremate it or throw it away or whatever. What if you said, no? That's my arm. That's my property. Give that to me now. And then you bring it home with you and you fry it up.
Bro,
Now, is that a crime?
I
is
try
that
and glue it back on or
Wait,
something.
so
Is
it's
that
your-
a
it's your
crime?
own arm.
What,
I mean,
what,
it's your
what
property,
legally
right?
or morally
Yeah.
is stopping you from eating your arm given that situation?
I don't think
But
that's
why
a crime.
would you?
Is that a? Do you think it's
Why
actually?
would
a
you?
crime?
I don't know. I'm
That's
curious.
like-
What, I'm
that's
going to let
like
my arm
burning
go to
your hand on the
waste?
stove.
What do I taste like?
Yeah.
Who thinks that after having their arm cut off though?
Resourceful people.
Yes, dude.
Oh, what the
Dude, that's like wasted gains, bro. All that protein shakes you had, you can't have that go to waste.
But
Gotta eat that
imagine being able to know what you would taste like if you were cooked.
What if you figure out you
I'm
taste really good?
I'm
after you
cooked. I'm
cook it?
cooked as fuck.
What happens if you discover it's like the best tasting meat in the world, but you can't have it because it's you again? So you're like in the dilemma of like, fuck, I'm really hungry. I could go for some fingers again. You want to like? cut off
Oh,
your
that's
fingers
right. What if
and
it's
fry
the
it?
best thing you've ever tasted? And then it's
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
You get hooked on it. You can't resist.
Oh fuck!
What if it's a
You start eating your one finger. Next thing you know,
It's
everyone's
just,
looking
oh,
at
dude, you get a
little fingers and
craving
shit.
for human?
Oh,
little
That's how
midnight
cannibals start. You know, they start by tasting that little
Fuck.
chip. Little,
That's
little
a
finger,
book right there. That's like
Yeah,
a horror
they
story.
bite their fingers skin.
And then they start eating the other kids at school and shit. You know, one by one, little Molly disappears. No one knows where she went. Fucking Frank the entire time was becoming quite the cannibal.
Frank. Why?
Tell the
Wait,
story.
why Frank?
I don't know. I'm just
Is that why
throwing
hot
names on
dogs
the
are
spot.
called Franks?
No, but for real, like let's talk mad cow disease because that's right a side effect of eating people, right? Like how
Is
real
it?
is that?
Really?
Yeah, isn't eating your own species like actually doesn't it mentally or physically affect you?
Is that why
Yes.
do cows eat each other?
Well, I think that's how they
Is that why
discovered it
it's-
because they would try and feed cows, really fucked
Ew,
up.
oh, wow,
And then like,
that's
they
fucked.
started fucking with them in some way. I don't actually know if this is real.
I believe I did like research on this a little bit. I think mad cow disease is a prion, which is like this disease that is affected from eating like gray matter of same species. I don't know,
Yeah.
but with the Maori people, Maui, whatever,
Maori.
Maori,
from New Zealand.
Maori people,
With a
Kiakaha, Kiakaha.
Kika, they would
No.
Just try and
apparently.
say it. So I swear it was like, yes, Kiakaha.
They would go ahead and like there were tribes that would like kill each other and then eat their brain because they believed that they would absorb their power for battle.
I don't know if this is
fuck.
accurate New Zealand history, but go on.
It could be some other tribe somewhere else. I think maybe New Guinea. It might have been New Guinea.
Papua New
Is
Guinea.
the brain
Doesn't
edible?
sound like my own voice.
What do you
But
mean?
they
yes?
apparently crack open skulls and eat the meat, and they go, yummy! I am now have their power, please. And then they die of a brain prion. It's like in DayZ. If you eat human meat, you get a prion, and then
What's
it
a
makes you
pre-
laugh and go
what's a
crazy.
prion mean?
The prion.
It's a certain kind of
Prion.
disease. Prion.
It's like a mental disease.
A type
Like a
of
brain
protein,
disease.
yeah, it's a type of protein that can trigger normal proteins in the brain to fold abnormally. Prion diseases affect both humans and animals.
Right. So so you definitely get that shit from eating your own kind. You get
Yes.
fucked up. So yeah, that's why cannibals go like actually fucking insane and shit.
But you have to be insane beforehand to be a cannibal. So like you get
Or desperate, or just hungry.
We're just desperate.
hungry.
Yeah.
Not all cannibals
Or
are
just
bad.
curious.
I can't blame a guy for eating another guy
Okay,
if the
do
guy
you- do you
dies of
know a
natural
cannibal?
causes.
Jake,
I bet
it's
you don't
2020.
even know a cannibal in real life.
No, I hope not.
Because if you do, then that'd probably be fucked as.
I feel like we're all cannibals deep inside.
What?
We're all cannibals deep inside. It's just when the situation happens,
Yeah.
it'll do it.
You'd
You'll
be
become a
very
cannibal
surprised.
eventually.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
Everyone's
that-
got that capacity.
Exactly.
Oh, no, you,
Imagine the
bro.
kind of-
Yes, you would, Mason.
No,
yes,
You
would.
totally would. You would eat
Mason-
Toby's leg.
Mason would
You're
want
gonna eat
to.
No, I
Toby's
would.
leg.
I
Mason, you would
really
convince yourself so quick. You would be turned. You would be like,
Nah,
imagine you're locked in
dude,
a room with no
I'd be
food
like,
with
fuck
someone.
this, I'm gonna starve, cunt.
Nah, 100%.
I
It's
don't
really-
think
it's
so.
not tasty.
When you
Nah.
experience like actual starvation,
Oh.
you just be like, "Fuck that! I'm eating that shit."
Yeah, like, do you guys think that you've ever actually been like hungry enough to be like, I'm starving? Do you guys ever think like?
No.
Starving.
Yeah.
Like you'll joke like, "Oh, I'm fucking starving," but I don't
Right?
think like any of us have been like actual starvation.
Yeah, like, how crazy is it that never in our life, and probably we never will ever experience like going multiple days without food.
I did a 10-day water fast once.
Really?
How was that?
Yeah.
Wait,
I
fuck
did
off. I'm not supposed
10
to.
I
days.
thought that would kill you.
10
No,
days
you
without
can't.
Don't drink
water.
water.
No,
Wouldn't
no,
kill you.
only water.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he didn't abstain from water, guys.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
Is that what I said? Is that what
No,
I
you
said?
said
water
no. A
fast.
water.
10-day water fast isn't I can only have water.
Oh,
That's
okay.
like some easy shit though. That's like
Oh, okay, buddy, mister. I haven't been 3
All right, odds
days.
on. Odds on.
He's so fucking full of it.
bro, I mostly just drink water. All I have to do is quick coffee. and I
You
feel
had a
like,
fucking
Dude, 10 days would be
stir
hard,
fry.
cunt. That'd be
What?
fucking hard.
Yeah, you love
I
your
couldn't.
cooking.
I couldn't do 10-day water fast. No way.
are you serious? It's just. Oh wait, you mean no food?
No
No
food,
food.
just
Oh, I
water.
thought you meant the
Just
only
water.
liquid you consumed is water. Oh.
No.
No.
Like this
dude.
guy starts drinking his green drinks, and he's like, "Oh, I thought you just meant water." This fucking guy.
No, wait. So you went 10 days.
10
with
days
nothing
without
but water.
food.
Oh my
Yeah.
fucking
No
god.
food.
Well, that's
Oh.
crazy.
I have, yeah, I had some fucking issues, man.
What
Jesus,
happened?
What was that like doing that? Wow.
I went insane, and as soon as I broke it, I had like Pringles and shit, and it was just a waste of time.
Really? Oh, so you just
Yeah.
went back and indulging again.
Yeah,
When was this?
like a year or 2 ago.
Did
Back
you last
in
the full 10
New Zealand.
days?
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
and literally the only thing on my mind was like watching fucking Gordon Ramsay shit. Like that's
That's all I did.
all day.
Wait,
When I did keto,
Like Kitchen
that's all I
Nightmares was
did.
so pog.
so you didn't.
I can't believe that. No food for like over a week. What the
You
fuck?
made the 10 days. You actually
I
did.
made the 10 days. Yeah,
Good for you, bro. That's like serious discipline to do that. I don't know if I'd be able to
Yeah.
do that.
it's fucking. It was hard as fuck,
Damn, bro. Right.
but it was also it wasn't good. Don't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Apparently, it's sometimes
I came
healthy
after
to
the
go
first
for like a
day.
quick fast of like 48
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
Apparently, that's something that
Hmm.
needs to be recommended. But
Did you not shit for like 4 days?
I don't
No,
know.
shit,
you-
but it would be like not good shit.
probably not
Water?
good shit. Yeah, probably drinking water.
Oh, dude.
Comes out like silly
Oh,
string.
thank God, dude. The quarantine did anything. It got me a bidet. The bidets are fucking.
Wait,
I'm never
really?
going
Did you
back.
actually get a bidet?
Dude, bidets are so good. Get a bidet, a
Dude, they're
bidet
so
toilet.
nice. Fuck this
Oh,
toilet paper scalpers, bro.
Dude, Matt has it too. Man has it too. He's got a bidet. It's
Wait,
better than mine.
How
Dude,
do
I
you
went to
get a
Japan. I had to get one, bro.
It's
How do
it's
you get a bidet?
It's a toilet seat. You order it on
Buy it.
Amazon. You install it and you install it yourself. I had to change the water connection from the supply and hook up a valve. and
fuck,
it-
that's
dude,
way too
took me
complicated.
30 minutes. It comes with instructions. It's easy.
Right, I guess such an American dad, dude. You can do anything.
I'll fix the fucking. I'll fix the fucking washing machine. Leaky pipe. Dude,
My
flex
dryer's
seal.
not working. You want to come over here?
No,
Just crickets.
dude, sorry. Quarantine, my man.
I'm too high, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just happy. Anyway, you're saying about your bidet.
Fucking washing.
What was that?
You were saying about your bidet, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
How good
poggers.
is it? Wait, would you rate it? What would you rate it out of 10?
Oh, it can, dude. It's a clean. One wipe, bro. One wipe.
I don't know, bro.
Why?
I used it. Maybe I didn't use it properly, but
You need to scoot. You need to scoot up in the.
Yeah,
in the,
I scooped up, bro. But I'm like, I don't know.
You have to make sure it hits you like right on around the ass. Not like on. You don't want to go in.
Do you spray it in your ass and spray it a bit in your mouth?
No.
Like a drinking fountain at school.
Just fucking
I mean,
start sipping.
how clean is that water though? Like, it's probably fine, right?
It's probably.
They have
not
filters
fine.
on them.
It's probably
Mine has like a little filter the line goes through, so it like filters the water for that shit.
It does. It does
It's
have a
clean.
bit of a thing, but yeah, the quarantine is fucking insane. We had a fucking really weird ass experience when we went over to Ryan's like the other week, dude. Like people are like going crazy
what
like
was this
physically, but this guy, like, people are going fucking crazy mentally because they're in their house and they're reading the news and they're just getting all fucked up about it.
It's all the normies.
You want to explain this, Fitz?
Yeah, well, we're at Ryan's house. Okay, so for those of you who want to know like what our kind of situation is with lockdown, we are taking isolation very seriously. But the thing is that we were all in America together right when this was kind of getting bad. In fact, we only just got back into the country in time for us not to be like under complete lockdown.
We still did it anyways.
We still did it anyways. We isolated for a bit, but because like we were all together, like as a unit, traveling back from America. Ryan, our manager, has a house where a lot of the team stays at, and I live alone about 5 minutes away from Ryan, and Swagger lives pretty close as well. We both live alone, so we kind of figured it's safe. Like we need to go to work, we need to do the podcast and things like that. So it's technically okay for us to go to Ryan's house, considering that we're already sort of incubated together.
Yeah,
We were kind of
and no one was sick, and those guys were isolating for a week and a half,
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah. So
So-
and it's legal too because it is for work purposes.
It was only 2 people, and the other 9 like lived there.
Yeah. Anyway, we find ourselves at Ryan's house, and we're sitting around like the little conference table he's got near the front. And I think what happens is like the guy walks past, and he sees through the window that there were about 10 people in Ryan's house, and he starts yelling at.
We hear
house.
the doorbell. We hear the fucking doorbell, and then it's just like, oh, someone's here. Uber Eats? Anyone order Uber Eats? And the people are like, no, we didn't order anything. And then Manuel is Ryan's personal assistant, Chris's brother.
Yeah.
He walks outside, and he's like, hey, what's up? And this fucking weirdo, this weird dude, like 30 something, really odd guy, talked very weird. He was just saying like, he's on the phone. He's talking on the phone, and he goes like, you guys are social distancing, isolation, and he's just like saying all this shit, and then Manuel just goes, fuck off, like that.
Well,
and then
Manuel
walks back and.
didn't know if he was serious or not. He just heard
Yeah,
it be like, you're not social
yeah.
distancing, and he was like, fuck off, man. Like he was doing something
Yeah,
else
he
with the
was fuck
bins.
off. Yeah.
And then the guy starts getting more aggressive, doesn't he? He's like,
Yeah, he's like, no, dude, seriously, like, you think you're fucking special? Like, you
Yeah.
fucking have 9 people over there, you're having a fucking party, and Manuel didn't know if it was a neighbor or what, so he goes over to Ryan, and he goes, Ryan, I need you, like, there's this fucking guy, is he a neighbor, do you know him? And Ryan comes outside, and the guy is like talking to Ryan, and he's like, oh, you think you're fucking special? Like, you think you're fucking special? You can do this shit? Like, fuck you? And he goes, he's like, I'm on the phone to the cops, and he keeps saying like Ryan's address, come here. He's talking to the police.
Yeah.
He's getting a police response to come down because there's
What the
9
fuck,
people in a
man?
house minding their own business.
What a retard.
so Ryan sort of like, has a bit of a go in it, but then realizes like, oh, well, we could probably just see what happens here, so the guy's
Yeah,
sort of,
just
like,
wait for the
stumbling
cops.
away. He kind of seemed a little drunk.
He seemed drunk or on something.
The funny thing is that we were literally all in there just talking about work. We were talking about like an upcoming project, and like, so like we were all in there working, and he like comes along and thinks it's a fucking party. But anyway, turns out he did call the police. The whole time we were sort of like geeking about it inside because we are like, this is so crazy, what an insane NPC, like this is such a great little side quest.
Side quiz.
The guy is like still on the other side of the road, sort of walking around a little bit, like looking at us. The police show up maybe 15 minutes later. And, like an older cop and younger cop get out of the car. And the guy goes up to him and he's sort of like very nervous. He's like, yeah, you're in there, they're not social distancing, there's like 10 people in there, you know, they're not being safe, like rambling on. And Ryan goes out and goes, g'day guys, how you doing? Yeah, no.
He's got his fucking Rolex on, he gelled his hair.
Like, did himself up all nice, he goes,
Wearing a suit.
yeah, he's like, g'day guys, how you going? Yeah, no, I'm sorry about this, that he's dragged you out here, but we actually are working in there, like we run a podcast, we're doing this podcast. He's like, if you look us up on Spotify, it'll be like the number one result. Like he's flexing to these police officers.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And the younger guy,
this younger cop.
Yeah, the younger cop was on his phone, like looks up, so he's like, "This is you guys?" And Ryan's like, "Yeah, that's us. Like, sorry about it, but yeah, we're kind of doing our work, and we work out of my home now." And he's like, "Yeah, no worries." The younger cop goes to the 30-year-old guy, this weird cunt, and just goes like, "That's their house. What the fuck are you doing?" and like walks across the road with him. And like the guy's like, "Oh, this is social distancing." Like at this point, the 30-year-old guy knows he's fucked up. Like he knows that he's kind of made a fool of himself a little bit, so he's sort of just stammering off. And, yeah, the older cop is like, "Look, yeah, like sorry about it. Like you know, obviously just go inside and maybe shut your curtains so it doesn't happen again, sort of thing." And we're like, "Yeah, cheers, mate." Went back inside, and yeah, fucking pretty much end the story. Hey, it's funny. Our friend Lauren says that his friends are in the police. And that they get calls like this all the time. Just these like worthless calls.
Crazy.
Like,
What
people
a
are reporting
waste.
on each other. It's just like such a waste of the police's time.
A complete waste of police resources. They could be doing a number of any other important things, but it's always some bullshit.
Yeah.
Some fucking Karen wants to be a
some
hero.
fucking Karen.
Yeah. It's
It's
vigilantes.
retarded, dude. Like
Vigilantes.
stopping, just like use your brain or something.
I don't know. I've never seen anything and had an instinct. I'm gonna
Yeah.
call the police.
Like I saw someone getting murdered, and I was like, nah, I don't even like.
You know what? Some of my
You're like,
business
bro,
is
my
just
phone's at
people-
like 20%, bro.
It's actually a
Exactly.
crime in America. If you witness a murder and you don't report it, you get sentenced. You go to jail. Yeah,
Wait,
that was
really?
the season finale
What
of
if-
Seinfeld.
What if you're blind and you just walk past and
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
obviously, no. But
No
if you hear it, I
excuses.
guess, if someone goes, I'm being murdered! And then they
like,
die.
I'm
and
deaf as
you-
well. Just keep walking.
It's a Helen Keller.
Helen Keller classic.
Dude, Helen Keller can't be charged with that crime.
Yeah, surely if you ever get called in,
Looking on the bright side.
like to the police station because you're accused of something, you just close your eyes and just pretend you're blind and deaf. That works every time, right?
It just...
Exactly. You can game the system. I don't know, man. Like this hysterical guy, they're not uncommon, especially in LA, like in America. It seems there's a lot of people that are just either dumb or completely fucking crazy. Like either going over the top with trying to protect people from the virus or denying that it even exists in the first place. Have you seen those protests in America with people like gathering and they're like,
yeah.
COVID's a lie, COVID's a lie. The funny
And
thing
then they're
is,
also wearing
COVID
face
yeah,
masks
they're
too.
still
at
wearing
the
fucking
protest.
masks, you know, like Jesus fucking Christ.
No, they just don't want to get the flu.
I don't know, bro. Like, it's people like that that are gonna just make this whole thing way worse for everyone. It's gonna be,
I mean, dude, it's just Darwin Awards, left and right.
I guess.
If they get it and can't be put on a what is it called? Ventilator? That
Yeah.
sucks.
I
mean,
guess
what they're
at
doing-
least there's a
what they're
higher
doing
risk they're
now-
gonna die.
No. What they're doing now actually is pretty PogChamp.
Oh yeah. Pretty
Yeah,
popular.
dude.
Pretty
It's
poggers.
it's poggers. What they do is it's called prone breathing, I believe. Basically, instead of a lot of doctors when they'd see, oh shit, people's lung capacity, like their oxygen is at like 65 to 85% of what it normally would be, and that's really bad. And so they would immediately go to sedating them and then putting them on ventilators. What they do now is they put them in a prone position so they can, have more room for their lungs to inhale, and there's less stress with whatever. And apparently it'll help them get not even have to go onto a ventilator. Which
Sounds
is
like a
freeing
Call
up-
of Duty perk.
Yeah. Now all you do is just hold C.
Second
and you're good as
of all.
gold. Just hold C. Fucking sick.
It's like holds
But, you
breath
know,
like
it-
10%
it-
longer
like-
when you're sniping.
Like, I think naturally fatalities obviously are going to go down. Social distancing, new treatments, new ways of because all the main focus has to be is pushing people to not be put on ventilators and freeing up hospital beds and easing recovery. If there's no treatment and people have to be hospitalized, that's the problem.
Yeah. It's just not
So as
sustainable.
soon as any, not even a vaccine, just a treatment to stop people from dying, and then they get their natural immunity, and then you're just going to see coronavirus be like a new flu.
Yeah. But yeah,
Permanently though.
it will probably return. Annually.
Oh, multiple times, yeah.
No, it'll come around.
What the fuck?
It's gonna be very interesting to see how this impacts like society. Like when lockdown is fully restricted, I imagine there's gonna be a lot of policies in place with health and safety and cleanliness.
That's sick though. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Like someone said, people said that the AIDS epidemic was a good thing, and that people now wear condoms all the time when they have sex. And
this will be good because people will now wear hazmat suits.
Yeah, or you'll wash your hands at least. People will be washing their hands with soap and water for 20 seconds.
So invest in soap.
Invest in soap.
Invest in soap and Zoom.
And Zoom, bro. Dude, that guy was screaming. You guys don't need to be all there for things. Like, have you heard of Zoom? Yeah. Use Zoom. And we're like, mate, Discord's a thing. Yeah. Dude, have you heard of Discord?
Fucking boomers, bro.
Dude, absolute boomers.
Shit is crazy, man. It's
absolutely wild.
It should. Makes you wonder, like, what else are we in for in this fucking lifetime, boys? Like,
this lifetime, it's not even like a quarter into 2020 yet, mate.
Dude, the world is gonna be crazy. We're so fucking young. Like, holy shit.
Dude, we're Australia. Shit's gonna like overheat here, bro. We're fucked.
We've actually, we've been through the Australia thing as well already.
Yeah, we're already in bushfire. See, every time we come back, there's something different. I fucking land and there's smoke everywhere.
That was so weird, man.
Fucking horrible.
Seeing the smoke.
And then I come back again, and the fucking world is in lockdown.
What'd you say, Mason?
I want to move to Antarctica.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Arrange a little trip. It's gonna be like really lovely, I think, like when you're 30. It'll be beautiful. So maybe get a place there now, and then just wait around to go 30. Then
but won't it be all melted over there?
Yeah, it'd be melted.
Yeah, it's gonna like melt and break off. Yeah. You go to sleep in Antarctica, you wake up in Russia the next day. You know?
Wait, so why do people care about the ice caps melting? Like, do we need ice?
The real question. What the fuck? Like, don't you guys have ice?
What are ice caps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it easy to actually make ice?
If we just all turn our ice makers on overnight.
Swagger, what's your take? You're a man of science. Would you care to answer Young Jay's question? Who needs ice? What do we need it for? Why do we care about the ice caps?
It's just like...
Oh, dude.
Like flooding?
Dude,
no, it's for the Ice Age movies, bro. They film on location.
Wait, you're not serious, are you?
No, he's serious. Why do we...
serious.
Who gives a fuck about the ice, bro? Like, what? Who cares?
What do we
Dude,
need for?
Polar bears, bro.
Is that it?
Dude,
do we really need those guys?
What do you need fuck polar bears, dude?
No,
so
like,
cute.
we don't really
What about
need
penguins,
them.
bro? What about penguins? What about happy feet?
They live in zoos,
they're in the north.
man.
Well, no, they don't have to live in
They're
zoos.
not in
They
the
can easily live in zoos artificially, man.
Surely not.
Bro, just go to
We can
SeaWorld. What are you on about?
Yeah, we can have artificial penguins too. We don't even need ice.
I could just see penguins if you go in VR. You can see every animal you want. Who cares?
Yeah, it's actually true.
Come on, bro.
But like, why do we actually need ice though? Like,
Just to the audience at home, like, we are kidding, but yeah, why do we actually need ice caps? Like, who fucking cares, right?
like, I love climate change and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna be like someone who's gonna throw straws away and shit. But like,
That's just despicable right there.
Like, who
But,
cares
like,
about
what-
the ice caps?
but what the fuck do we need
dude.
ice for? Like, do we actually know? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm serious. Like, what do we actually need?
I feel like
what,
Swagger
you
actually
need
not
ice?
believe that he's being
No,
serious.
you need ice to put in a beautiful glass
Okay.
of gamer subs.
That's right. Gamer subs.
That's
Gamersubs.gg. I'm sipping, chilling on some dragon fruit punch, bro.
It's late at night here. It's the only thing keeping us fucking going. Not the gamer
Absolutely. Gamersubs.gg. Use code Misfits. It's 10% off. Best shit you've ever tasted.
Best shit you ever tasted. But yeah.
No chalk. No chalk. And best served with
No
ice,
lead.
which is why you need cans.
Yes, ice caps. A joke. Of course, the ice caps are needed for some reason.
Yeah, for something.
For some reason. Coronavirus. Yeah, it's a hell of a thing. It just makes you wonder.
Shit's
like,
fucked.
It just makes you wonder, like, what the fuck else
Should
is
we-
gonna go down?
Should we try and predict the next thing?
I don't know. What's the next big?
Let's
thing
cause
that's gonna
panic.
Fucking rock the world this year.
I reckon
The Yellowstone caldera is going to erupt. There's going to
that?
be volcanic activity and tons of earthquakes in the west of the United States.
Oh,
The caldera underneath Yellowstone Park, a giant supervolcano, will erupt in the next 10 to 15 years, causing massive devastation.
What the fuck? He's gonna
No, I think the big earthquake's gonna happen. The fucking, was it the big LA earthquake? I think that's gonna happen this year too. I know it. They're saying the big one's coming. It's gonna be this year at this rate.
Yeah, the earthquakes are going to be hitting again. I'm sure that, New Zealand has been devastated by earthquakes in the past. That'll probably, like, shit just gets fucked, man. Like, you just can't tame the environment, can you? Especially now when you're fucking it up so much.
But what do you have a bunch of bones or seeds or wheat?
What do you mean?
Huh? What's this for? We're talking
For taming the environment.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
It's a Minecraft show.
Yeah.
Everyone's on TikTok now, Dad. Alright, keep up. Anyway.
That's fucked. That's so fucked. What the fuck? What did you just call him? What did you just call him a dad?
I'm sorry, mate.
Look at him, are you serious? You fucking, what the, yeah, smoke a joint, you fucking dirty dog.
What are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
We should have left him kicked out of this quiz.
Kick him out again.
I was so close to being kicked out of this, guys. You would not believe it. It's fucking insane.
Exactly.
The dialogue box popped up. Kick player fits. Fucking
Yeah, the fucking
3
CSGO
votes.
kick.
Someone saved it. I don't know
Exactly.
what. By the time this podcast comes out, our Queensland vlog should have been out.
Oh, yeah,
That's
sure.
it's such a good video.
It's a very good video.
We haven't even seen the final version yet. We've all watched like this longer cut of it, which was like an hour long, and even that was just such a good video. Like we were all rolling.
I was dying.
It was so good to relive that. I feel like everyone had energy in that video. Mason killed it.
It was so funny. Mad on the flying fox.
Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out,
It's so good.
How long have we been here?
I think an hour.
An hour, yeah.
Minus the pre-show, just over an hour.
Alright, you guys. Is there anything that we want to talk
420.
about? Yeah.
420, something about 420.
Oh, 420.
Oh yeah. Fuck, I should have said at the beginning,
Yeah.
man. 420 drop.
Yeah,
The merch.
Guys, what are you doing?
We'll have to edit
You
it.
gotta get.
We'll have to edit
You're
it.
gonna miss out. Like, look at this shit. Look at last year's 420.
Oh shit, look at him!
Look at it.
This
But-
shit was so good. You're gonna miss out on this kind of shit.
And the art team has done a
Jump
whole
on that,
year to
boys.
improve since then. The merch is so much high quality.
Jump
that
on
now.
that, boys.
The designs are fucking insane. Go to Scuff
are.
Store and grab yourself some. The hoodie is crazy. It's like a zipper on the fucking pocket.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, it's got a
Smell proof.
stash. You can hide it.
It comes with a lighter, a free lighter.
It's got like a insane like what's the material they use? The flash.
3M.
3M material, so like it kind of glows when it's got a flashlight on it, or it glows in the light. Fucking crazy cool.
Oh, like it's like a photo of it. It's like.
Yes. It's sick. Anyway, go to Scuff.store, grab yourself some merch.
Scuff.store.
Appreciate the support.
Scuff.store.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, I mean, are we good? Anything else want to bring up?
I think we're just about done.
Cool. Happy 420, everyone.
Happy
We're back.
420.
Boys.
This was keep doing our thing. And, yeah,
Bye.
see you next week.
Discord.
Bye.
Wait, no, Carson.
Wait. Which Avengers is your soulmate?
What food do you prefer?
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Choose your favorite.
You know
food.
that the rat from Ratatouille is not an Avenger.
Where's
right?
water?
Are you saying Remy's not gonna save the day against Thanos, Charlie?
Dude, he would cook such a banger meal and he'd die. Thanos is bald. He can't even fucking make him do pasta. The movie's not working. The movie's not working.
I'm a cowgirl.
Right. That's exactly what I thought of when I saw that. Oh, this is my swing.
Oh God, what is it? It's your food. Put it away. Put it away. Put it away.
Hi. I'm. Oh.
Alright, it's your turn, Carson.
Oh. Alright, I got a picture to show you. Here, check this out.
Don't fucking send cereal when Habs milk. He did.
Have you guys seen this before?
No.
I don't know if you've seen this before, but I made this.
Okay, so it's my turn.
No.
Okay.
I made this.
Oh, you made this?
What do you think?
I've seen this at least 100 actual times. I'm not even kidding.
It's so disgustingly garbage, and I made it, and that's why I'm going to keep promoting it.
Oh my god, I'm going fishing, dude.
How are you gonna do that?
You're just gonna stare?
Oh, are you filming?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were taking a picture.
Be funny.
Can I play you a song?
Yeah.
It's got a slow start.
Oh. Yeah.
This is my song.
Go fuck yourself. I hate this video. I fucking hate this video. Please don't let me be a part of this video. I changed my mind. I don't want to be in this video. Cut out every single part where I'm in this video, Carson. I changed my mind. I don't want to be in it.
It's a good video.
No, it's not a. It's a shit ass.